Greetings, fellow preppers. I've been tuning into the same buzz as you all, and it seems that wherever I go, there's chatter about looming price surges. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Over the past few weeks, I've immersed myself in data reports and conducted some deep dive research, and it's becoming increasingly clear that 2024 might deliver a financial punch that catches us off guard. Now, I understand how easy it is to feel that rush of anxiety and start clearing out store shelves in a panic. But before any of us jump the gun, I've taken the time to sift through the noise and identify the most vulnerable items. I've pinpointed 8 grocery products that, according to my findings, are teetering on the edge of some steep price hikes next year. I'm all for being prepared for the unexpected, and while we may have our bases covered for major events, getting blindsided at the grocery store is a whole different kind of unexpected I'd rather not deal with. So, are you ready to get the inside scoop on these 8 grocery items that are predicted to nearly double in price in 2024? Let's start with number 8, the quintessential American fruit, apples. Washington State takes the lead in apple production, contributing a significant chunk to the U.S. apple supply. However, here's the core issue. Apple orchards require a specific number of chill hours during winter for the trees to break dormancy and yield bountiful crops. With erratic winters swinging between too warm and too cold, apple yields can take a hit. On the brighter side, apples are a versatile fruit, starring in pies, juices, salads, and even as a simple snack. A disturbance in their production can disrupt many a kitchen routine. Those who swear by their apple a day might want to explore other fruits during potential shortages, like pears or plums, to ensure they don't miss out on their daily fruit intake. Number 7 brings us to the vibrant and zesty bell peppers. For many, these are a kitchen staple. If you've ever been to states like California, Florida, or New Mexico, you know just how proud they are of their bell pepper game, and rightfully so. Yet these peppers can be a bit finicky in the garden. These colorful beauties are quite sensitive. Too much rain, and they're battling diseases. Too much sun, and you've got sun-scalded peppers. It's a delicate balance. But oh, the taste and health benefits they bring. Bursting with flavor, bell peppers are a vitamin powerhouse, especially when it comes to vitamin C. So if Mother Nature decides to play tricks, and there's a dip in bell pepper production, you might need to get creative with your meals. Craving that crunch in your fajitas or the freshness in your salads? Maybe consider zucchinis or eggplants. They might just be the silver lining when bell peppers are hard to come by. Now rolling in at number 6 are the classic, crispy, utterly addictive potato chips. When I say Idaho, what comes to your mind? Those vast, endless potato fields, right? But here's the scoop. Not just any potato can make the cut for that perfect chip. The potato has to be just right, and as we know, Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Too much rain here, a frost there, and you've got stunted spuds and smaller yields. Often, that translates to reaching deeper into our pockets for that beloved snack. But for my fellow chip aficionados, all is not lost. If you see your favorite potato chips price inching up, it's time to venture out. Have you tried sweet potato chips or maybe parsnip chips? Trust me, they provide a satisfying crunch and a flavor that might just make you forget about the classic, even if just for a little while. Number 5 on our list is blueberries, those bite-sized delights. These little gems are predominantly grown in states like Michigan, Maine, and Oregon. However, blueberries require a delicate balance of conditions for optimal growth. Lately, the unpredictability of the U.S. climate has thrown a curveball. Unseasonably warm winters have led to early blooms, which then face the risk of being damaged by late spring frosts. This can be a real heartbreak for farmers and consumers alike. On the consumer side, the antioxidant-rich blueberry has been hailed as a superfood, making it a staple in many breakfast dishes, smoothies, and desserts. Should these climatic challenges persist, blueberries might become a seasonal luxury. To maintain a steady supply, consider diversifying with frozen blueberries or even looking into locally sourced alternatives like blackberries or raspberries. Now let's talk about the staple of many southern dishes, peanuts. Georgia may be the peanut capital of the U.S., but states like Alabama and Texas aren't far behind. The sandy soil of the region is perfect for peanut farming. However, peanut crops are highly susceptible to diseases, particularly in damp conditions. With increased rainfall patterns in these states, farmers are facing an uphill battle against fungi and pests. Peanut butter enthusiasts, listen up. With such challenges in production, the humble peanut could become not so humble in terms of pricing. As a preemptive step, consider exploring other nut butters such as cashew or almond. Though remember our previous note on almonds, which might be more readily available. Next up, we have number 3, corn. When you think of America's vast stretches of farmland, especially places like Iowa and Illinois, it's hard not to picture those endless rows of tall waving corn plants. But here's the deal. Corn is way more than just those tasty ears you grill up in the summer or pop at the movies. Think bigger, much bigger. This grain is deeply woven into the very fabric of our economy. Ever looked at food labels and noticed high fructose corn syrup? Yep, that's our golden boy. And let's not forget how crucial corn is in producing ethanol. So it's not an exaggeration to say that corn is kind of a big deal in the grand scheme of things. But here comes the storm cloud over our sunny cornfields. The pesky and unpredictable climate change. Between droughts drying out the fields, unexpected torrents of rain, and those sweltering heat waves, farming corn is starting to feel like a high-stakes gamble. And my friends, it's not just about growing less corn. We're also seeing a dip in quality, what with diseases and pests having a field day, pun intended. Given how deeply corn is rooted in our meals, snacks, and even industries, any hiccup in its production could send shockwaves through our supply chains. So here's some food for thought for my fellow preppers. If you're a big fan of corn or rely on its byproducts, maybe start branching out. Grains like sorghum or barley are worth a look. They might not fully replace our beloved corn, but in tricky times, they could be your new best buddies in the kitchen. All right, prepper pals, let's get into it. Drum roll, please. Taking the silver medal at number 2 are those tiny gems that punch way above their weight, sesame seeds. You've probably got them in your pantry right now, and why not? They're perfect sprinkled atop toast, salads, or just about anything, with that lovely crunch and subtle flavor. But here's the deal, and it's a bit of a pickle. While these seeds have been thriving in regions of Africa and Asia for the longest time, they've hit a bit of a rough patch. Places like Sudan and Tanzania, known for their stellar sesame production, are facing droughts, and that's bad news for the seeds. Meanwhile, over in India, pests seem to have taken a liking to sesame plants a tad too much, causing all sorts of problems for the farmers. Now let's put on our culinary hats for a second. What do you get when you crush and grind these seeds? Yep, that irresistibly smooth paste called tahini. Think about all those mouth-watering Middle Eastern dishes that won't be the same without it. And let's not forget that fragrant sesame oil that many of us swear by. It's a chef's delight and a health enthusiast's best friend, given its potential to lower blood pressure, nourish the skin, and so much more. In the midst of all this, one thing's for sure. Our love for that rich, nutty goodness is unwavering. So my fellow food hoarders, next time you're at the store and see those sesame seeds or that bottle of sesame oil, maybe grab an extra 1 or 2. Given the way things are headed, it won't hurt to stock up before those prices take a leap. Stay prepped and sesame savvy. And now, brace yourselves because we're at the pinnacle, the top of the list, and taking the gold is, drum roll, the mighty almond. I know some of you might be scratching your heads, thinking, really, almonds? But let me lay it down for you. We're not just talking about those crunchy little morsels you munch on during a movie. Almonds wear many hats. From that creamy almond milk you pour over your cereals to that fine almond flour for your baked goods. And let's not forget the oh-so-delicious almond butter that probably has its own designated spoon in your kitchen. But here's where the plot thickens. The main stage for these nutty superstars is California. And folks, the Golden State is going through a tough time with water, or rather, the lack of it. Almonds are a thirsty bunch. They need a good splash to grow and thrive. Now, with the droughts, well, let's just say it's not looking great for our almond pals. And as if that wasn't enough of a hurdle, our buzzy little friends, the bees who play Cupid for almond trees by pollinating them, are also seeing a dip in numbers. It's like a double whammy for almond production. Given the buzz around health circles and among all those fitness gurus, the almond demand isn't slowing down anytime soon. So here's the situation. Almonds, our everyday snack and kitchen hero, might just take a step into the luxury aisle. To all my almond lovers out there, it might be time to pivot. Look into other nuts or nut-based products, or even better, rally behind sustainable almond farming practices and lend your support where it counts. But on a more immediate note, if the idea of a world with fewer almonds gives you the jitters, maybe just maybe consider filling up that pantry a tad more than usual. You never know. It might be the nutty insurance policy you need. Stay prepared, almond aficionados. All right, folks, there you have it. The inside track on what might be changing in our grocery landscape next year. I know it's a lot to digest, but this is where our community shines. Together, we're stronger, smarter, and more resilient. I'd love to hear from all of you. If you've been out and about and spotted any early price hikes, or if there are foods you're specifically stockpiling, drop a comment below. Maybe you've discovered a new alternative or found a great deal somewhere. Share the wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your support means the world. And remember, prepping isn't just about preparing for the worst. It's about thriving no matter the situation. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and let's help each other out.